decided that when we did our titles, we didn't want to be too bold, we wanted them to be discreet but still noticeable. We took the ideas from the movie Seven, the way they put the titles sort of in with the book and the notebook, and we sort of thought we take that aspect of making it actually embed into the film, and so that's why we put obviously names in the sea and the River Thames and stuff like that. It just makes it noticeable but not too obvious, because obviously you don't want to draw away the viewer from the actual theme. We put the title at the start of the film because quite a lot of films do that. For example, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 has a short 20-second intro, obviously where they say distributors and things like that, and then they actually say the title. They don't leave it to the end of the film, so we took on board this from our research and decided that we put it at the start of the film. We decided that, again, like on the other slates or the titles, we wanted to make the title quite washed out, quite faded, so it blended with the background. But obviously, as it was the main title, it had to be quite large because of to make people know what they're watching, basically. So I think we did that quite successfully. Again, in this image, you can see we tried to blend it in the background. Unfortunately, the next image, which is here, didn't go quite well. I don't really know how it happened. I think we obviously missed it, but it's not washed out enough, and it's directly in the centre of the screen, which sort of draws away the attention from the walking. I think that's something we definitely should have noticed or improved on. It's definitely something that wouldn't be in a normal film, or a real thriller, I should say. In this scene, we basically shows how we did our editing. Obviously, we didn't use many short and things like that. We actually used continuity editing, or cut crossing we used basically, where we had one scene quickly being changed to another scene. This sort of shows the sort of schizophrenic mind state of our detective, and also the running scene and how quickly and how much time he actually has left to get somewhere, or get to save the daughter. This shot here is probably, I think, the only matching action we actually have in the movie, because we didn't really need to use it. It sort of shows, just before this bit, you see the guy with the glass on with the ring actually place his hand on the door, and we cut it so it would do a close-up of him touching the door. In general, our camera use is actually quite secure, it's not shaky, but there are two parts of the film where it could have been better. The first one is a pan, and as you rotate around, it sort of jolts a little bit, which isn't very smooth, which is what basically needed. This is the second part where I think the camera could have been better, but it's a little bit shaky, but I do think that is partly because of our location and the weather at the time. It was very windy, and obviously we were right by the Thames, so that obviously doesn't help. And we're on a bridge, so that's probably how I can justify that being shaky, but obviously in actual thriller films, I think that wouldn't have happened, and I think that we should be able to improve this if we redid the shot maybe another time when it was less windy, but I think it was a good shot for the conditions that we had.